Before we start, Huma, I just want to set the context of this little discussion. 2 साल पहले, 2 to 3 odd years ago, हमारे ज़िंदगी में a little known thing called COVID came into our lives. उसने दस्तक दिया, and it's like everything came to a standstill, right? और हमको पता नहीं था कि ये दस्तक, ये जो रुकावट है, ये कब तक चलेगा, from our schools, colleges, our studies, our livelihoods, all of it came to a standstill. And I still recall during this time when I was personally going through this, and I think I'm speaking on behalf of every single present in this room and every single person world over, that the one single solace that we found was, in Bollywood or in movies and music and, web series. And at that point of time, obviously, when it was helping us, brave through our depression, brave through our down times, it never occurred to us that what people who are making these amazing works of art, what they must be going through, the people behind the scene, what kind of struggles, what kind of challenges they must be facing, right? And I think you being from the industry, you were one of the most, instrumental aspects of that journey. And as a person sitting in front of that screen to a person who has been behind and in front of that screen, right? There are a few questions that we would want to ask you today. Hopefully try to understand, gauge and understand better what are the challenges you have faced and people from your community, your industry have faced. So that's what the discussion is going to be all about. And hopefully we won't ask you anything controversial today. Anyway.
Thank you so much. You can ask me anything. I'm very good at deflecting controversial things.
Oh.
But before we start, I want to say something. Namaskar, Odisha. Aapne mane committee achante? Is that correct?
Brilliant.
Next time I'll try not reading it from a paper.
So you have done your homework, Huma. Clearly, you have done your homework before you
No,
come.
not really homework. Thoda sa cheating. I've got my notes.
All right. First off the bat, the first question is that, during COVID, the economy survived in some regard, and the startup ecosystem obviously excelled in many which ways. Like a lot of startups, they came about to fruition. A lot of them succeeded. A lot of unicorns too. But where do we place, the industry or Bollywood? Has Bollywood succeeded? Has it come out with flying colors, or has it survived? Or, has it been hanging by a thread? What do you think happened?
Well, I think the answer is pretty much evident. We all thought, I think people are always ready with doomsday theory. And you're right, like the last 2 years have been so unprecedented in our times. We never thought, my father used to always say, save your money. There might be a rainy day. But it would rain so hard, we had no idea. So I feel like I was still quite fortunate, I think, in so many aspects. I think there was a basic amount of security. There was always knowing that there's always going to be a job once the lockdown sort of, gets done. But I know for so many people, so many Indians across the country, that was not a reality. Even just getting basic, 3 square meals a day was a thought, like how are we going to provide that for ourselves and our family? Health, all of those things. So definitely, like you said, I think in these very depressing times where there's so much uncertainty, death, sickness, lack of hospital beds, the entire fear of losing either your own life or of a loved one was not good, I think, collectively for our psyche. And also, like, we are such social animals, right? As human beings, we like social interaction, we like human interaction. So this idea, मैंने तो पहली बार सुना था, social distancing. I was like, what? Like, what does that even mean? And I remember I'd started shooting for a film, and when the first lockdown broke, and none of us knew what it entails. What does being socially distant really mean? Like, will we ever go on a film set again? Will we ever be able to do this? We had so many festivals, birthdays, all of that happening. So yes, definitely. I think the one thing that kept us sane was music, was movies, was entertainment. A lot of people, I think, were affected, within the film industry. Theatrical films did not see releases. a lot of content which ideally should have gone to the big screen came on OTT platforms. The OTT space itself went through like this resurgence in a sense, where some amazing content we all saw, enjoyed, cherished, and some new stars, directors, actors, storytellers, were thrown up in the limelight. So I think there's a line, no, from Jurassic Park, life finds a way. I think we all found a way somehow. It wasn't an easy way, and there was a lot of confusion while we went along, but we found a way, and I think OTT definitely helped us sort of tide through that time. And now theaters are open. We've had a fantastic weekend with 3 films, Gangubai, Valimai and Bhimla Layak from 3 parts of the country doing exceedingly well. So it's been a really, really good week for even the theatrical business. So I think we are getting back, and we're getting back with a bang.
Nice. आपने अगर OTT की बात छेड़ ही दी है तो let me be the first one to ask you that क्या आपको लग रहा है कि हम लोग मूवीज के माध्यम से अभी OTT के माध्यम की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं और
I think दोनों माध्यम important हैं. जब you have a girlfriend?
Sorry?
Are you married?
Yeah.
You're married? So when it's your anniversary or something...
No, I'm not married.
Oh, you're not married.
I'm not married.
You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so when you want to take your... क्या हो गया यार? सबकी girlfriend होती है. क्या problem है? So when you want to take her out, do you not, if it's a birthday or it's your anniversary or Valentine's Day, you like the idea of getting dressed and going out for a meal, right? Similarly, you also want to sit at home and watch TV and order in. And I think both those experiences for all of us are so specific. I like the idea of going out and watching a film because some films are meant to be seen on the big screen. And the idea of all human beings together watching something, in a darkened cinema hall and laughing and crying and responding to something is so beautiful. Similarly, so there are some days where I don't want to step out and I've just come back after a hard day at work and I just want to watch something that sort of, de-stresses me or just engages me, but in a very different way. And which is why OTT in that sense has so many different kind of content for different moods almost. Today I want to watch something fun. I want to watch a comedy. Today I want to watch something serious. And I feel both these are very, very important aspects in which how we've started consuming content. And they both are here to stay. I'm a child of the 90s, so I love the idea of the big screen experience, and I think I was waiting for theaters to open so we could all go buy a big tub of popcorn and watch our favorite films. At the same time, I think both as an actor and an audience, I completely enjoy what OTT has to offer today. Some of the best writing, acting talent is to be found over there. And I also feel like we all are not just watching Indian content, but content from all over the world. So much regional content has come forward, so much, suddenly you're watching like Mexican shows or Italian shows or like... And I feel in general, the overall IQ of people, in terms of what storytelling has kind of gotten uplifted.
अभी आप क्या शो या क्या मूवी अभी रिसेंटली आपने कौन सा वाला कंज्यूम किया है? इफ देयर कोई अगर रिकमेंडेशन है? हाँ जी. क्योंकि आपने बोला आप बहुत सिनेमाज अभी देख रहे हैं.
If I tell you, won't judge me now?
Not at all.
I like zombie movies, so I'm watching this Korean zombie show. It's too much fun. It's about these high school kids who all turn zombies. I think it was a fantasy of mine during a very boring math class.
Also, Huma, you can talk in Hindi. I think a lot of...
हिंदी में बात करेंगे, sorry.
हिंदी में
तो
बात
मैं
करेंगे.
कोरियन शो देख रही हूँ इस वक्त, जिसमें सारे हाई स्कूल के बच्चे एक दूसरे को काट के ज़ॉम्बी बन जाते हैं और टीचर्स को भी काट लेते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है ये मेरी भी बचपन की फैंटेसी थी शायद. It's called We Are All Dead. We Are All Dead. देखा है आपने? Fun है ना? Is that your fantasy as well?
अच्छा.
To bite a teacher.
I hope इधर कोई zombie outbreak ना हो जाए. I hope इधर कोई zombie outbreak ना हो जाए. We are not ready for another lockdown. So, asking the next question, हमारे इंडस्ट्री में बहुत से स्ट्रैटा के लोग हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल बहुत सारे ग्रुप हैं. आप तो एक्ट्रेस हैं, राइट? एक्टर्स और एक्ट्रेस को छोड़ के, आर्टिस्ट को छोड़ के आप टेक्नीशियंस होते हैं, डायरेक्टर्स होते हैं, राइट? क्या आपको लगता है कि कोविड और लॉकडाउन ने उनको उतना ही इम्पैक्ट किया जितना आपको इम्पैक्ट किया, या वो इम्पैक्ट डिफरेंट था दोनों ग्रुप्स के लिए, यू नो?
नो डेफिनेटली बहुत डिफरेंट था. एक्टर्स, मैंने पहले ही बोला, मतलब एक दिन भी ऐसा नहीं जाता है जब आप अवेयर नहीं होते हैं कि आप कितने प्रिविलेज हैं या आप कितने फॉर्चुनेट हैं. और आप कंपेयर भी नहीं कर सकते हैं कि मतलब जो सुविधाएं आपके पास हैं वो बाकी लोगों के पास भी हैं. देयर सो मेनी पीपल जो एक फिल्म सेट पे काम करते हैं, यू नो, एंड बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, और मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर डेली वेज लेबरर्स. तो इट्स नॉट दैट दे हैव अ जॉब सिक्योरिटी कि हर महीने पगार आती रहेगी, or they are sort of protected, you know, by the company that they are working, that they'll get some sort of a salary. तो आई थिंक उनके बारे में डेफिनेटली इंडस्ट्री ने भी सोचा, काफ़ी लोगों ने आके मदद की, एसोसिएशंस की मदद की, एटलीस्ट इतना इंश्योर किया कि उनको बेसिक घर का खाना मिल जाए, विच आई थिंक एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम वॉज मोस्ट नीडेड. And yes, there are a lot of, even the Junior Artists Association or makeup guys, or so many. I think they all went through a big crisis. The good thing is that अब काम शुरू हो गया और धड़ल्ले से शुरू हो गया, तो अब आप जिसको देखें किसी के पास डेटे फ्री नहीं है, सब काम कर रहे हैं. एंड दैट वाज मच नीडेड, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड ना, मतलब हमको यहाँ तक पता नहीं था कि आप सेट पे जाओगे तो विल यू बी कंफर्टेबल टचिंग यू नो योर प्रॉपर्टी और सिटिंग ऑन दिस चेयर, लाइक would you have to sanitize it every single time, and there's so many people, especially as an actor. एक बार आप मेकअप लगा लो तो उसके बाद you can't wear a mask constantly, right? Because वो practically नहीं होता है. So many things like that. But yes, the film industry definitely has tried to take care of everybody who works, you know, with us, and which is why I think now that movies are back, everybody's back to work.
Brilliantly answered, Huma. So, आपका जो रेंज ऑफ एक्टिंग है वो रेंज बहुत बड़ा है. लाइक एटलीस्ट आई एज एन ऑडियंस, मैं जब ऑडियंस के हिसाब से मैं जब देखता हूँ आपके एक्टिंग का रेंज, आपका बॉडी ऑफ वर्क, इट्स वेरी डाइवर्स. लेकिन आपका फेवरेट कैरेक्टर या रोल कौन सा है? एंड उसमें मैं और एक लेयर ऐड कर देता हूँ. आपने सोशल मैसेज के ऊपर बहुत सारी मूवीज़ बनाए हैं, यू नो, लेकिन कोविड से पहले कौन सा ऐसा रोल है जिधर आप कोई एक सोशल मैसेजिंग के हिसाब से आपका फेवरेट रोल कौन सा है?
यार ये तो पता नहीं, मतलब ये तो आप लोग बताओगे ना, मेरा आपको कौन सा बेस्ट लगता है. Do you guys have a favorite? Can we ask you guys? क्या है बताओ? Gangs of Wasseypur. एक थी. How many people for Gangs of Wasseypur? अरे not bad. How many people for Ek Thi Rayan? Okay, how many people for Maharani? Okay, how many people for Jolly LLB? और कुछ बचा है? तो इट्स अ डिवाइडेड हाउस. अभी क्या है ना, वो क्या बोलते हैं कि 5 उंगलियां हैं. कौन सी आपकी फेवरेट है? Thank you so much. No, they all are very special. Gangubai, of course, was very, very special. हर एक्ट्रेस का ड्रीम होता है टू वर्क विद संजय लीला भंसाली, एंड संजय सर इज अ जीनियस. और वी शॉट दिस सॉन्ग ओवर 5-6 days, but it was the best 5 days of my life. हाँ?
इन whatever suggestion इन्होंने दिया है उनमें से सबसे यूनिवर्सल मैसेज आपको कौन सा लगता है, कौन सा रोल लगता है?
I mean, okay, अब politically correct answer नहीं है,
हाँ जी,
सच
हाँ जी.
दिल से बोल रही हूँ.
ठीक
So
है.
Gangs of Wasseypur will always be special. और उसके पीछे आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं आई फील खास बात ये है मेरे लिए पर्सनली कि when I did that, hair is troubling me. When I did that, I was going through a sort of a personal journey as an actor. क्योंकि उससे पहले मुझे ना, I was a bit lazy, I think. Not lazy, maybe I took things a little bit for granted. Somewhere we all do, right? मतलब we do. So when this lockdown situation happened, I was like, what if I never get to work again? What if like, this is it? You know? And so when I still remember, lockdown हुआ ही था, और अब तो Zoom meetings और interviews ये सब बहुत common बात हो गई है हमारे इंडस्ट्री में भी. तो that was my first Zoom narration. And I heard it and I loved it, and I was like, but it's not me. Like, it's, you know, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. It's so difficult, the language, the whatever. But what I told myself, if this is the last thing I do, like, how do I want people to remember me? So I kind of approached it with that, I wouldn't say fear, because fear would be a wrong thing, but with that kind of passion. And I've tried to do that henceforth with everything that I'm doing. कि जो भी करो ऐसे करो कि ये आखिरी है और लोग यही अभी इसी से याद रखेंगे. So in that sense, it's been something that helped me sort of shift my mindset. But of course, Gangubai is very special too.
Nice, nice.
Date Ishqiya is very special too.
Nice. Or coming to your recent outing, which is Gangubai, right? आपका रोल और आपका सेगमेंट उसमें काफ़ी उम्दा था. एंड अगर हम गंगूबाई के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, आपका क्या समझना है कि सेक्स वर्कर्स को कैसे स्ट्रगल्स और क्या वो फेस कर रहे हैं अभी, और क्या हम कर सकते हैं विथ रिगार्ड्स टू दैट?
आई मीन इसका बेस्ट जवाब तो संजय सर दे सकते हैं. उन्होंने पूरी फिल्म बना दी है इसके ऊपर, एंड आई थिंक बहुत ही मूविंग फिल्म है. क्या ना, ये बहुत ही कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक है. इस पे कभी भी आप कुछ बोलोगे तो लोग बहुत भड़क जाते हैं. बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ आवर मोरालिटी, लॉट ऑफ आवर थिंग्स वी हैव अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट द वर्ल्ड ऑफ सेक्स वर्कर्स, वो चैलेंज होते हैं. ज़्यादातर मैं मिडिल क्लास घर से हूँ, तो हमारे घरों में तो मतलब ऑब्वियसली बहुत ही उसे नीच नज़र से देखते हैं. बट आई फील द वे संजय सर हैज़ चोजन टू टेल द स्टोरी, आई थिंक इट टेल्स अस समथिंग इस दुनिया के बारे में, कि अगर आप इस, और उन्होंने फिल्म के थ्रू एक्चुअली बहुत ब्यूटीफुली कहा है ये, अगर आप इस प्रोफेशन को लीगल कर दो तो कोई भी लड़की, अंडर एज लड़की, ज़बरदस्ती इस प्रोफेशन में नहीं आएगी. देयर विल बी अ वे टू स्टॉप young girls, underage girls and boys from entering this profession illegally. आप इसको मॉनिटर कर सकते हो. अभी क्या है, हम मॉनिटर कर ही नहीं सकते बिकॉज देयर इज नो वे टू मॉनिटर. इट्स एन अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड इलीगल profession, if I can call it that. But if you legalize it, then it becomes something the government can monitor. And therefore उसमें कोई भी wrong doing हो रही है, कोई भी और crime हो रहा है, तो आप उसको monitor कर सकते हो, उसको रोक सकते हो. Because like I played a sex worker in a film. I don't know if you guys remember Badlapur. A very special film. I love working with Sriram sir. And I was very scared before doing that role. And I'll tell you why. Because उसमें एक scene था in which I'm playing a sex worker, but she gets assaulted. She gets physically assaulted by the protagonist. And for me, the important thing was कि as a sex worker, who may be doing this professionally, but she also is a woman. She also has the right to say no. But if she does say no, will the law or anybody do anything about it? Because we have such a huge mindset against it. So, like I said, one of the most challenging roles I ever did, but also the most satisfying, because when you saw the film, you really felt bad for Jimli. You felt, what has happened to her is wrong and it should not happen. And I think when we watch Gangubai, and Alia, of course, is amazing as an actor, what she's managed to do is she's managed to humanize sex workers for all of us. And that is the genius of Alia and of Sanjay sir.
ठीक है. मैं ऑल्सो, मुझे लगता है कि आपने जब इंडस्ट्री में अपने पैर रखे, आपने स्ट्रगल किया है, बहुत स्ट्रगल किया होगा ऑब्वियसली. आज के डेट में आपका क्या मानना है कि वो स्ट्रगल, स्पेशली कोविड के बाद, वो स्ट्रगल बढ़ गया है? फॉर एग्जांपल आज के डेट में जो आर्टिस्ट आ रहे हैं बॉलीवुड को, उनको क्या ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल करना पड़ रहा है? और अगर वो, एंड इफ़ दैट इज़ द केस, वो क्या कर सकते हैं?
देखो, स्ट्रगल तो कभी बंद नहीं होता. मैं तो अभी भी स्ट्रगल कर रही हूँ कि अच्छा कोई स्मार्ट आंसर दे दो, कोई क्लैप कर दे, कोई हंस जाए. We are struggling, constantly hustling and struggling. But इंडस्ट्री में आने के लिए आप स्ट्रगल करते हो कि एक चांस मिल जाए, पहला रोल मिल जाए, पहली सीढ़ी मिल जाए. We all come with that. I came with that mindset. I just want to do one film. But you realize actually it's not about one film. Every step, every film, every role, every conversation, every meet and greet like this, everything is a struggle, because every single time you are, as an actor, entertaining people, finding a human connection, engaging them. Some days you will be great, some days you will be horrible, and the days that are horrible, you will be like, नींद नहीं आती, बहुत खराब लगता है, बहुत दुखता है. So you're like, no, I have to do better, I have to do better, I have to do better. So that struggle never ends, and in a way, I don't think it should ever end, Because if you end that struggle, then you'll become too complacent and you'll become lazy. And then you won't have that fire to do something magical. नहीं? तो थोड़ा struggle, I think हम सबको रखना चाहिए. क्योंकि hope यही होता है ना, उम्मीद. उम्मीद मतलब I want to get there, I don't have that yet.
True. तो ये मेरा final question होगा. इसके बाद
You were actually very nice.
हाँ.
Thank you.
You will नहीं आपने बहुत जल्दी वो बोल दिया क्योंकि मैं आपको बहुत कंट्रोवर्शियल सवाल अभी पूछने मैंने सबसे बेस्ट वाला लास्ट के लिए बचा के रखा था एंड ये आपको हाँ आई मीन
गाड़ी तैयार रखो.
हाँ जी आपको उड़ीसा से निकलने में आपको प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा इस क्वेश्चन. हाँ जी तो क्योंकि कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चन है तो हम लोग एटलीस्ट उड़ीसा में ना मैं उड़िया हूँ हम लोग बहुत टची है इस टॉपिक के ऊपर तो बहुत सोच समझ के इसका आंसर देना ठीक है. एंड आई थिंक सम ऑफ यू हैव गेस्ड. ठीक है आपको मिठाई पसंद है?
खीर कदम.
तो ठीक है बिकॉज अगर आप उड़ीसा आए हैं आपको मैं जाने नहीं दे सकता अनलेस आप ये आंसर का जवाब मुझे ऑनेस्टली दे दो. और क्वेश्चन ये है यू रेडी हुमा? यू रेडी?
या.
ओके. रसगुल्ला किसका है, उड़ीसा का या वेस्ट बंगाल का? सोच समझ के आंसर दीजिएगा. पूरा ऑडियंस आपकी तरफ आंखें टिका के.
रसगुल्ला और रसगुल्ला पहले ही बताओ.
रसगुल्ला कहाँ रहो? रसगुल्ला कहाँ रहो?
Say that again.
रसगुल्ला किसका है? उड़ीसा का है या वेस्ट बंगाल का?
I think I gave my answer नहीं.
No.
रसगुल्ला जो है हमारे दिल में है तो जिसके दिल में रसगुल्ला है हम सबका रसगुल्ला है.
So you have deflected another.
Not at all. चलो आज मैं डिक्लेयर करती हूँ गाइज. मैं घोषणा करना चाहती हूँ आपके इस चैनल के माध्यम से कि रसगुल्ला उड़ीसा का है.
Yes, that's small victory, guys. Thank you, Huma. Thank you for validating that.
अब एक डब्बा तो दे दो रसगुल्ले का कम से कम.
देंगे डब्बे पे डब्बे देंगे हम
क्योंकि अब वहां से तो मिलने नहीं वाला.